Hi, today I'm taking a look at a truck owned by Greg and Danelle. It is an owner-operator truck. It's one of these rare finds that I'm always looking for. Right now my inventory is full, so what I'm going to do is advertise this truck for Greg and Danelle. It's a nice, very clean truck, husband and wife driven truck, and I'm going to just introduce you to Greg and you can see what his truck is like. This is one of those 1 in 100 trucks that you're looking for. If you're looking to convert a truck yourself, this is a great candidate. And there's the owner. So we're going to take a little tour of the truck. Greg is going to talk about what he's done to the truck and the kinds of maintenance history that he's got, the oil analysis that he does regularly, and hopefully we can help find a new home for Greg's truck.
Practice.
So everybody, this is Greg, and he's picky.
Yeah, picky would be an understatement. I custom ordered this truck 5.5 years ago. My specs, built the way I wanted it. It's got the I-shift transmission, world's best transmission. Bulletproof would be an appropriate statement. With the D16 500 horsepower, 1650 torque engine. I pull a Tridem trailer with it now, 110,000 pounds, and it just runs away with it in the mountains. So pulling a toy hauler, it's, yeah, no problems. It's got the top of the line engine brake system in it. It's also got the comprehensive I-shift package in it, so not as much appropriate for this market, but for what I do, it's enviable to say the least. I've had my share of troubles with the truck when they were new, as most 08 engines did. I will give Volvo credit, they fixed up the truck. All new injectors, all new injector cups poured into it. I put a rad and a charge air cooler onto it last year. The AC system is all replaced this summer. I have a Rigmaster APU on the truck, which has also had the AC system just replaced, the compressor, so it all works. It's a metallic purple truck, as you can see. It's one of a kind. My wife's favorite color, and I still get compliments on it when it's shining, clean and shining. It's not clean now, but you can see the glitter a little bit. And when this truck was bought, it was basically Volvo's first purple metallic truck in North America. This truck's also been featured North American wide for our green efforts in our trucking industry. This truck has been published about across North America and been in Highway Star magazine and Today's Trucking. So as you can see, it's used. It's got not quite 1.2 million kilometers on it right now. But I got, well, they call it Americans call it a boost guard. I call it a light deer bumper because that's more appropriate. I have to hit 2 deer with it, and you can see if you look closely, it is bent a little bit. But that bumper is $1,200 US to buy as compared to a $10,000 bill for hitting a deer. And none of us want that. And the tires do need to be replaced in the truck. I've put Toyos on the front end and they're not a good tire. Never buy them, ever. They're not a good truck tire. And the drives are recaps. And I've had some problems with them, but there's about 40% tread left on them. So in my industry, that's 100,000, 120,000 kilometers.
You know what, Greg, if we do choose to convert this truck, we would just replace those tires anyways.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, other than that, the interior is all, it was a Aurora package from Volvo, which was at the time their top of the line package. Leather heated seats with a back cycler option. It's just reinflates the airbags and cycles up and down your back. It's okay. It was a nice option. I don't use it much. But the seats are all top of the line at the time. The driver's seat is starting to wear out now. But the passenger seat has been used, I think, 4 times in 5 years. Because my wife's a stay-at-home mom, so in all honesty, it should be flipped over into the driver's side. So the driver's got a new seat. And as you can see, I've chromed it up. It's all stainless steel options on the side. Simply for aesthetics and arrogance, because it's my truck. It's treated as such. It's a Volvo engine in this thing, and I've used nothing but synthetic oil in it from when I bought it. I run, well, they're 35,000 mile drains, oil drains, and I oil sample every time oil's changed. I'm a firm believer of maintenance. Like if it's broke, it gets fixed. There's none of this waiting until it's a catastrophe and then fix it. I just did one injector in it, so my last oil sample did show some fuel, which is not uncommon with a failed injector. But that was replaced, so. And then I just had a new valve cover put on it to get rid of some oil leaks. Because the same thing is, I'm a little anal about my maintenance. Anybody that knows me will vouch for that. And like I said, the AC compressor is brand new this summer. The alternator is about a year old.
And you had a steady. Oh, you did a steady bearing as well? No.
No, that belt
idler tensioner.
The belt tensioner for the alternator was just changed.
Okay.
About 3 weeks ago. The front seal was done last summer because it had failed. I had the new flywheel put on it. Oh, about 2 years ago. I have the maintenance records for this truck. It details everything that's been done to the truck, including grease jobs from when the truck was new. It's all there with the oil samples. And I also track the regeneration cycles of the diesel particulate filter on this truck. Because I track them because then I can see when I get a problem when they start getting too close together. I know I've got a problem coming. So I can head the problem off before I have a breakdown.
Have you done any servicing to the DPF?
The DPF was just out and cleaned and inspected last February and passed.
Oh, super.
So it's a year old and they have to be cleaned every 400,000 kilometers and there's about 200,000 kilometers on it right now.
How about the transmission oil? Have you dropped that fluid?
Yeah, the tranny oil was changed about 3 years ago, so it is coming due to be changed again.
Okay.
Like it is close. The differentials were just changed this summer. All brand new synthetic oil, so.
Good.
Yeah, if it's needed, it is gotten it.
And I'd asked you about codes a little bit earlier, and you had a couple comments about that.
Yeah, with these new trucks, you could get engine codes. And the engine preheater on this truck, there's an electrical fault in it right now. I actually just found out here last week that it had a preheater. I had no idea it was even there and how to use it. So it's not working. And then I get EGR mass airflow codes in the truck.
When it's cold.
When it's cold. It's got to be 15, 20 below. And that's normal for Volvo engines. Why they do it, they don't know, but they do.
Well, why don't you give us a tour along the side of the truck? You actually, let's open up that
As you can see, it's got a full fairing package. And the holding cable's broke, but there's a Rigmaster APU on the truck, which is running and works. I still use it to this day. So it generates electrical power, like 6,000 watts of power into your cab. So you can run anything you want. TV, microwave, heater, you name it, it's got enough power to run it. The paint is starting to show a little bit of wear. I'm starting to get the odd stone chip. And just...
So you can see those just a little bit along here, but again, it's not a new truck, and you need to point out that it's been used and driven.
As you can tell, my wife and I are a little arrogant. Our name's on it, and pink, which I took a lot of flack for over the years, but till people saw it clean and realized how good pink looks against purple. And the frame is in fine. Like I just had it went through a safety, and the company I work for is very particular.
I'd agree. There's almost no scaling. Well, I can't even see much in the way of rust or anything like that along the frame. It looks really nice and clean.
Yeah. There's a little bit at the back end. Like it, in all honesty, if you were pulling it apart, I would paint it glass and paint it just because. If it's apart, but that's just me. That's the way I operate. If I got something apart, I'm going to fix it all.
Right.
I'm not going to just scrimp. If I can afford it, I'm going to do it.
So I look at things like 125 gallon tanks times 2, and if you look up at the paint in behind here, it's been very well protected and kept clean. So I'm not seeing rust up on any of the supports. Of course, it's well protected. Greg and I were talking that this is probably going to come off. He's got was it your brother-in-law that might take that, so that'll come off the frame. So Alcoa rims, and as Greg said, they're recaps and they'll have to be dealt with. If you actually look at these tires, they're probably 40% or so. So in our use, those tires would last a really long time, but it's nice to put new tires on. So what else would you have to say, Greg?
It's good. I just did I did some of the airbags. 3 of the 4 airbags in the drives have been changed. They were leaking. I had an air leak in the truck I've been chasing for a year and a half. It bleeds down to 60 psi at night and nobody can find it. Nobody knows why it's doing it. I did change 3 bags, 1 blue, and then the other 2 I overinflated the bags and I found leaks at the bottom, so they were both changed. It helped. Didn't solve the problem. And the front airbags have both been changed as well. And it's an air ride front axle under this truck. And if you've never driven a truck with air ride front end, you're missing out. If you thought a Volvo was smooth before, put an air ride front end under it and see how smooth it gets then.